Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back. Today I want to share something with you that I've been feeling in my energy all week, and honestly, the cards have been calling me to do this reading specifically for all my Taurus friends out there. I shuffled the deck this morning with you in mind, asking the universe to show me what's coming for you regarding your hard work, your dedication, and when everything you've been building starts to actually show results. Before we dive in, I just want to say that this reading really touched my heart as the cards came out. There's such a powerful message here about perseverance, about trusting the journey, and about recognizing that everything you've been pouring your energy into is not going unnoticed by the universe. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's see what Spirit wants you to know right now. I'm pulling cards from a full deck today, and I'm going to walk you through each one, sharing what I see, what I feel, and what the universe is communicating about your path to success and recognition. All right, let's begin. The first card I pulled for you is the Two of Cups. And I have to tell you, when this showed up in a reading about your hard work paying off, my initial reaction was interesting because typically we associate this card with relationships and partnerships. But here's what I'm seeing for you, Taurus. The universe is telling me that the rewards coming to you aren't just going to be material or financial, though those are definitely part of the picture. What's really significant here is that your hard work is about to connect you with the right people, the right collaborations, the right partnerships that will actually amplify everything you've been building. Think about it this way. You've been working, maybe in isolation, maybe feeling like you're pushing this boulder up a hill all by yourself. The Two of Cups is saying that phase is ending. Someone is going to see what you're doing, recognize your value, and want to work with you. Not just hire you or use your services, but genuinely collaborate in a way that feels balanced and mutually beneficial. This could be a business partner, a mentor who finally shows up, or even a client who becomes a long-term ally in your success story. What I'm also picking up is that this connection is going to feel natural, almost effortless when it happens. You know how sometimes you meet someone and the energy just clicks? That's what's coming. And the beautiful thing about the Two of Cups in this position is that it's confirming that your hard work has been preparing you for this moment. You're not going to meet this person or opportunity as a desperate beginner. You're going to meet them as an equal, someone who has something valuable to offer, and that shift in dynamic is going to change everything for you. The universe is also highlighting something about emotional fulfillment here. Sometimes we work so hard that we forget to ask ourselves if we're actually happy, if what we're building actually lights us up inside. The Two of Cups suggests that the payoff coming for you includes a sense of emotional satisfaction, like you're finally doing work that doesn't just pay the bills but actually feeds your soul. That's huge, Taurus. That's the kind of success that sustains you long-term. Moving to the second card, I drew the Seven of Wands, and okay, I'm going to be honest with you here. This card is telling me that before everything fully pays off, you're going to have to defend your position one more time. I know that might not be what you want to hear, but stay with me because there's actually a really empowering message in this. The Seven of Wands shows a figure standing on higher ground, holding off challenges from below. What this tells me about your situation is that you've already achieved something significant. You're already in a position of advantage, even if it doesn't feel stable yet. But there are going to be people or circumstances that challenge you, that question whether you deserve to be where you are, that try to knock you back down. Here's the thing, though. The universe is not showing me this card as a warning of defeat. This is a card about standing your ground and proving yourself one final time. Think of it as your graduation test. You've learned the skills, you've put in the work, now you get to demonstrate that you can hold your position even when challenged. And once you do that, once you show that you're not going anywhere, that's when the floodgates really open. I'm also sensing that some of you might be feeling pressure from competition right now. Maybe you're in a field where lots of people are trying to do similar things, and you're wondering how you're going to stand out. The Seven of Wands is actually really encouraging about this because it's saying you already have the high ground. You already have something unique that others don't. Your job isn't to prove you're better than everyone else. It's just to stay true to what you're building and not let external noise make you doubt yourself or change your direction. There's also an element here about protecting your energy and your ideas. If you've been sharing your plans with everyone, the Seven of Wands might be suggesting you keep some things closer to your chest for now. Not because you need to be secretive, but because when you're on the verge of a breakthrough, you need to protect your energy from people who might unconsciously drain it with their doubts or negativity. The third card is the Fool, and I literally smiled when this turned over because this is such a beautiful card to get in a reading about your hard work paying off. Let me tell you why. The Fool represents new beginnings, taking leaps of faith and stepping into the unknown with trust and optimism. In the context of your question, this is telling me that the payoff for your hard work is going to come in a form that feels like a completely fresh start. Maybe you've been grinding away in the same job, the same business, the same routine, and you're wondering when things will shift. The Fool is saying the shift isn't just going to be incremental. It's going to feel like a whole new chapter. This could manifest as a job offer that takes you in a completely different direction, an opportunity to start your own venture, or a breakthrough that allows you to finally pursue something you've been dreaming about, but felt was too risky. What I love about the Fool in your reading is that it's encouraging you to stay open to possibilities that might not look exactly like what you've been planning. Sometimes we work hard toward a specific goal, and the universe says, I see your dedication, and I'm going to reward you, but in a way that's actually better than what you were imagining. The Fool asks you to trust that process, to be willing to say yes to opportunities that might feel a bit scary or uncertain, but that you intuitively know are right. There's also a message here about not overthinking things. Taurus energy can sometimes get stuck in the need for security and guarantees before taking action. The Fool is gently pushing you to remember that some of the best things in life come when we take calculated risks, when we trust ourselves enough to step into the unknown. Your hard work has prepared you for this leap. You're not jumping off a cliff blindly. You're jumping with skills, experience, and the universe's support behind you. I'm also picking up that some of you might be feeling younger at heart lately, or reconnecting with a sense of playfulness and possibility that you might have lost while grinding through difficult times. The Fool is confirming that this is part of your breakthrough. When you can approach new opportunities with curiosity and excitement rather than fear and heaviness, you become magnetic to success. Card number 4 is the Hanged Man. And I know this card can feel frustrating when it shows up because it's all about suspension, waiting, and surrendering control. But in your reading about when your hard work pays off, this card actually has a really profound message. It's telling me that there's been a period where you felt stuck, where despite all your effort, things weren't moving forward the way you wanted. You might have even questioned whether you were on the right path at all. The Hanged Man is validating that yes, you have been in a period of suspension, but it wasn't wasted time. This pause, this waiting period, has been allowing you to see things from a completely different perspective. Sometimes the universe makes us wait not because we're not ready, but because the timing isn't right, or because we need to shift our understanding of what we're actually working toward. What I'm seeing specifically for you, Taurus, is that the waiting period is almost over, but the lesson of the Hanged Man needs to stick with you as you move forward. You've learned something about patience, about trusting timing that's bigger than your own plans, about letting go of control and allowing things to unfold. Those lessons are actually going to be part of your success moving forward because they've taught you a more sustainable way of working, a way that doesn't burn you out or make you feel like you have to force everything into being. There's also a spiritual component to the Hanged Man. This card suggests that your hard work paying off isn't just about external achievement. There's been an internal transformation happening during this waiting period. You've been developing wisdom, perspective, and a deeper understanding of yourself and what you truly want. That internal shift is actually what's going to allow the external rewards to feel meaningful when they arrive. I'm also getting the sense that some of you have been sacrificing something during this period. Maybe it's been your social life. Maybe it's been certain comforts or securities. Maybe it's been relationships that didn't align with where you're going. The Hanged Man is saying those sacrifices weren't in vain. They were necessary to get you where you need to be, and the rewards coming will make you understand why you had to let go of certain things. The 5th card is 6 of Pentacles, and this is one of my favorite cards to see in a reading about work and rewards because it's literally about receiving what you deserve. This card shows someone in a position of abundance sharing with others, but in your reading, I'm seeing you as the one receiving. The universe is getting ready to pour blessings into your life, Taurus, and this card is confirming that it's not just going to be a small return on your investment. It's going to be generous, it's going to feel abundant, and it's going to come from sources that recognize your true value. What's really beautiful about the 6 of Pentacles is that it represents fair exchange. You've given so much of your time, energy, and dedication, and now the scales are balancing. You're going to receive in proportion to what you've invested, and for many of you, that means the rewards are going to exceed your expectations because you've actually been underestimating how much you've been putting in. I'm also seeing that this card can indicate receiving help or support from someone in a position of power or authority. This could be a boss who finally recognizes your contributions and gives you a raise or promotion, a client who pays you what you're actually worth, or even a financial opportunity that comes through someone who has resources and wants to invest in you or your ideas. There's an element of generosity in this card that makes me feel like the universe is saying your kindness and integrity throughout your journey hasn't gone unnoticed. Six of Pentacles often appears for people who have been generous with others even when they didn't have much themselves, who have maintained their values even when it would have been easier to compromise. If that's you, this card is confirming that what you put out is coming back to you multiplied. The sixth card, Five of Swords, brings a slightly more complex energy to the reading. This card often represents conflict, defeat, or winning at a cost. In the context of your hard work paying off, I'm interpreting this as a warning and a confirmation. The warning is that success might come with some interpersonal challenges. There might be people who feel threatened by your rise, who react negatively when you start receiving recognition, or who try to create drama or competition. The confirmation aspect is that you've already been through some battles to get where you are. You've faced criticism, dealt with people who underestimated you, or navigated situations where you had to stand up for yourself. The Five of Swords is acknowledging that those experiences were real and they were difficult, but they also taught you how to protect yourself and your work. What I'm getting specifically is that as your hard work starts paying off, you need to be strategic about how you handle success. This isn't about being arrogant or showing off, but it's also not about downplaying your achievements to make others comfortable. The Five of Swords suggests finding a middle path where you can celebrate your wins privately, maintain your boundaries with people who bring negative energy, and not engage in unnecessary conflicts or competitions that would drain your energy. There's also a message here about choosing your battles wisely. Not every criticism needs a response. Not every challenge needs to be met with aggression. Part of your success moving forward is going to come from your ability to stay focused on your own path and not get pulled into drama that doesn't serve you. The Five of Swords is teaching you discernment about where to invest your energy and when to simply walk away. I'm also sensing that some of you might have experienced a situation where you technically won something, but it didn't feel good. Maybe you got recognition but lost a friendship. Or you achieved a goal but realized it came at a personal cost. The Five of Swords is asking you to learn from that experience so that moving forward, your definition of success includes both external achievement and internal peace. Card number 7 is the Tower, and I can almost feel some of you tensing up because this card has such an intense reputation. But hear me out, because in your reading about when your hard work pays off, the Tower is actually carrying a message about necessary change and breakthrough. Yes, this card represents destruction and upheaval, but what it's destroying are the structures and situations that have been limiting you. Think about it this way. Maybe you've been working hard within a system or situation that fundamentally doesn't serve you. Maybe you've been trying to make something work that was never designed to support your growth. The Tower is saying that for your hard work to truly pay off, something needs to come down. This could be a job that's been draining you, a business model that isn't sustainable, or even beliefs you've held about what success looks like or what you're capable of achieving. The beautiful thing about the Tower in this context is that it's not random chaos. It's divinely orchestrated change that's clearing the path for something better. You've been building and working so hard, and the Tower is saying that the universe is going to help you break free from whatever has been holding you back, even if the process feels uncomfortable in the moment. For some of you, the Tower might represent a sudden opportunity that completely changes your trajectory. It could be unexpected, it could feel overwhelming at first, but ultimately it's going to be the breakthrough you've been praying for. Sometimes blessings come disguised as disruptions, because they force us out of situations we've been too comfortable or too scared to leave on our own. I'm also picking up that the Tower can indicate a revelation or realization that changes how you see your work and your path forward. Maybe you suddenly understand something about your industry, your skills, or your direction that you couldn't see before. And that insight is going to revolutionize how you approach your career or business moving forward. The message I'm getting is to not resist change right now, even if it feels scary. Your hard work has been building up energy for a major shift, and the Tower is that release. Trust that what falls away wasn't meant to come with you into your next chapter, and what remains is going to be stronger and more aligned with your true path. The 8th card is Page of Swords, and this brings such a different energy from the Tower, which I find interesting. The Page of Swords is all about curiosity, learning, communication, and new ideas. In your reading about when your hard work pays off, this card is suggesting that part of your breakthrough is going to come through information, learning something new, or communicating your ideas more effectively. What I'm seeing is that you might need to upskill in some way. Take a course, learn a new technology, or develop a skill that's going to make you more valuable in your field. The good news is that the Page of Swords suggests you're going to be genuinely interested in this learning process. It's not going to feel like a burden, but more like an exciting expansion of your capabilities. There's also a strong message here about communication. Maybe you need to be more vocal about what you've accomplished. Maybe you need to pitch your ideas more boldly. Or maybe you need to write, speak, or share your expertise in some public way. The Page of Swords is encouraging you to use your voice and your mind as tools for advancement. Your hard work has given you knowledge and experience. Now it's time to let people know what you know. I'm also picking up that this card can indicate receiving important information or messages that guide your next steps. Pay attention to emails, conversations, or opportunities that come through communication channels. Someone might reach out with a question or proposal that opens a door you didn't even know existed. The Page of Swords also carries energy of being mentally sharp and strategic. As your hard work starts paying off, you're going to need to think clearly, make smart decisions, and possibly navigate some complex situations that require both intelligence and diplomacy. This card is confirming you have those capabilities. You just need to trust your mind and not second-guess yourself. Card number 9 is Seven of Swords, and I want to address this one carefully because it has some challenging associations. Traditionally, this card can represent deception, strategy, or taking what you need in less than straightforward ways. In your reading, I'm seeing this card as a message about being smart and strategic in how you position yourself as your hard work starts paying off. The Seven of Swords is telling me that you need to be aware that not everyone is going to have your best interests at heart as you rise. There might be people who try to take credit for your work, who steal your ideas, or who present themselves as more accomplished than they actually are. This card is asking you to protect your intellectual property. Be careful about who you share your plans with, and make sure you're getting proper credit for your contributions. On the flip side, the Seven of Swords is also about being clever and resourceful. Sometimes you have to work around obstacles rather than confronting them directly. Sometimes you have to make strategic moves that others might not understand until later. This card is giving you permission to be smart about how you navigate your success. To take opportunities even if they're not perfectly aligned with what you initially planned, and to trust your instincts when something feels off. I'm also sensing that some of you might be dealing with imposter syndrome or feeling like you're somehow not legitimate in claiming your success. The Seven of Swords can represent that internal conflict between knowing you've earned something and feeling like you somehow snuck in or don't really deserve to be there. If that resonates, this card is asking you to examine that belief, because it's not true, and it's holding you back from fully stepping into your power. The final card in your reading is Six of Cups, and I have to tell you, when this came out as your closing card, it really brought the whole reading together for me. The Six of Cups is about nostalgia, childhood joy, innocence, and returning to a simpler, happier time. In the context of your hard work paying off, this card is delivering such a beautiful message. What I'm seeing is that the ultimate reward for all your dedication and effort is going to be a return to joy, to simplicity, to feeling like you can finally breathe and enjoy life again. Maybe you've been in survival mode for so long, grinding and pushing and sacrificing, that you've forgotten what it feels like to just be happy and carefree. The Six of Cups is saying that phase is ending. Your hard work is going to create a life where you have more ease, more pleasure, more time to enjoy the simple things that make you happy. There's also a message here about reconnecting with your authentic self and your original dreams. Sometimes when we work so hard toward success, we lose touch with why we started in the first place. The Six of Cups is inviting you to remember what you loved before life got complicated, what brought you joy as a child or young adult, what you dreamed about before you had to be so practical and responsible. Your success is going to give you the freedom to reconnect with those pure, joyful parts of yourself. I'm also picking up that this card can indicate reconnecting with people from your past who supported you, who believed in you, who were there in the beginning. There might be old friends, mentors, or colleagues who come back into your life, and these connections are going to feel really sweet and affirming. They're going to remind you how far you've come and celebrate your success with genuine happiness for you. The Six of Cups also suggests that your hard work paying off might involve doing something that feels nostalgic or that connects to your past in some way. Maybe you're going to achieve a childhood dream, work in a field you were always interested in, or create something that honors your roots and where you came from. There's a sense of your success, feeling deeply personal and meaningful, not just impressive on paper but touching to your heart. So Taurus, as I look at all these cards together, here's what the universe is telling you about when your hard work finally pays off. You're entering a phase where meaningful partnerships and collaborations are going to amplify your success. You're going to have to defend your position and stand your ground one more time, but you're ready for that challenge. A completely fresh start or new opportunity is coming that's going to feel exciting and a bit scary in the best way. The period of waiting and surrendering is ending, and you're taking with you the wisdom you gained during that time. Abundant rewards and recognition are flowing to you, and you're going to receive generously from people who see your true value. There will be some interpersonal challenges, and you'll need to be strategic about protecting your energy and your work. A major breakthrough or change is coming that's going to clear away what's been limiting you and make space for something better. New learning, communication, and sharing your expertise are going to be key to your next level. You need to be smart and strategic about how you navigate your rise, protecting yourself while staying true to your integrity. And ultimately, all of this hard work is leading you back to joy, simplicity, and a life that honors who you truly are and what brings you happiness. The energy I'm feeling for you is really positive, Taurus. Yes, there are challenges indicated in these cards, but the overall message is that you're on the verge of a major breakthrough. Your hard work hasn't been in vain. The universe has been watching, preparing, aligning everything behind the scenes, and you're about to see the evidence of that in your physical reality. My advice based on this reading is to stay open to opportunities that might not look exactly like what you planned, to protect your energy from people who don't have your best interests at heart, to keep learning and communicating your value, and to remember that success is ultimately about creating a life you actually enjoy living, not just achieving things that look good from the outside. I hope this reading resonated with you and gave you some clarity and encouragement about what's coming. If you felt the energy of these messages, drop a comment and let me know which card spoke to you most strongly. I love hearing from you and knowing how these readings land. Keep trusting yourself, Taurus. You're closer to your breakthrough than you think. Sending you so much love and support on your journey. I'll see you in the next reading.